besides that sweet sound coming from the Coyote that's in this car, this thing does need a little TLC, little love and care. But I wanted to make this video kind of just going over, it's more or less like a request. It's a lot of questions that I get. I don't really make, videos that much anymore, but I figured I would go ahead and make this video talking about the OG car of the channel. This is a 2001 Mustang GT. Originally came with the 4.6, so it is a GT. It is not a Cobra, it's not a Mach 1 or anything like that, not a V6, but a lot of the GTs and the V6, of course, carry over the same similarities besides the engine and stuff like that, so in the rear end. But I wanted to go over what 4.6 stuff you can use when swapping a Coyote, just kind of your basic stuff, so what you can retain. I know these swaps are obviously very popular, especially in the Fox body or SN95 era of cars, so let's go ahead and talk about that. Suspension wise, these are 79 to 04, so all the same platform. What I used was the Viking coilovers from UPR in the rear. I have the Conies in the front with the Maximum Motorsports swap K-member. So a lot of, you can actually use the factory K-member, but if you want to lighten up the car a little bit, I definitely suggest going with some type of tubular K-member setup. UPR, Team Z, Maximum Motorsports. Maximum Motorsports is probably the one that I feel the best with. It's definitely more friendly to the street versus, if you're drag racing it, you're going to want to use something like a UPR Team Z. It's a little lighter than the Maximum Motorsports setup, but Maximum makes really good stuff as well. Probably the best in my opinion for the application of just street driven to drag strip, to like a weekend warrior, if you want to call it that. As the rear of the car, you want to use an 8.8, so if you have a V6 donor car, if you have a V6 you're pulling the engine and transmission out of and you're going to use that car for the Coyote, you definitely want to get a GT 8.8. These have 373s. I had the rear end rebuilt a couple years ago. That way, brand new stuff, the Ford Planetary or whatever you want to call it, Ford rear end, Moser axle. So kind of just went with everything that was friendly to the 96 to 04 range. Keep it simple, making enough power to where it's going to hold, not making too much to where I need to upgrade anything like that. Upper and lower control arms, those are actually UPR. I went with the non-adjustable because I didn't want all that clinking around from the bushings and stuff. And then an Eibach rear sway bar. Actually, I have a factory front sway bar, I believe in the front, or it might be that Maximum Motorsports one. So honestly, don't even remember. So suspension wise, there you go. So if you suspension wise, you can keep it the same if you were doing another swap, or if you were just upgrading your stuff on your factory 4.6. I can basically use the same stuff. Besides, make sure the K-member is friendly to modular motors or Coyote. So a big question that I get all the time is, what transmission can I use and what transmission did you use? I've used the 3550, the 3650, the T45, and now currently the T56. So that pairs up beautifully, clutch wise as well. I went with the McLeod flywheel, the steel flywheel and clutch. Works friendly, no issues. The same one that you can use on any other swap or whatever. So the 4.6, all those transmissions come from the 4.6 era, and then they bolt right up to the Coyote because they have the same similarities of the bolt pattern and all that. So the Coyote obviously is different than the modular, but people want to get technical and say it comes from the same family. Yes, but the Coyote Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4 is a different entire kind of application in my opinion. So coming from underneath the hood, you can keep, so if you have a V6, you want to swap over to the GT brake booster and stuff, I believe, or that might be the 94 to 95. Don't quote me on that. It's honestly kind of hard to remember every little thing, but GT brakes, the factory ones work just fine. I obviously upgraded to the Cobra front brakes, which would be the Terminator 0304. You can pick those up really anywhere. It's running the factory GT brake calipers with like power stop or whatever it is, some bullshit brake, ceramic brakes. So you can retain the 4.6 radiator. This is just a one from LMR. It's aluminum radiator. It's a little better than the factory one. So I upgraded to the SVE. That's what it is. It's been there for quite a long time. No issues with it. Maximum Motorsports caster camber plates to keep that alignment in check. They're for a 4.6, but they work perfect with the conies. That would fit on this platform, no problem. We already talked about the transmission. We already talked about the brakes. So clutch cable. So you actually get a, for the swaps, if you buy the swap kit, you get an electric pedal because it's drive-by-wire, but you still use a factory-style cable clutch. So that's what I did with this. It has the Ford Racing billet firewall adjuster, the Ford Racing cable quadrant that's underneath the dash, and then a Steeda factory line or Maximum Motorsports are the two best ones I would recommend. Actually, I think this one's a Ford, so this is the Ford aftermarket one that they put in like the Steeda and the Terminator and stuff like that. So that's what that is actually. So either one of those will work. I've had the Steeda one before. I've had them all. They all work. They all wear out the same. I guess depending on how you drive and stuff like that. Now, as you can see, obviously the power steering is still factory. I just have a Moroso tank for it. Overflow reservoir tank, if you want to call it that. That's what it is called. So I just like to dress it up a little bit. Obviously everything's dirty on here, but you can retain your factory power steering and coolant. That obviously is a UPR coolant reservoir, so I went with that. Other than that, you can use a 4.6 alternator, but I went with the Boss, the one by Power by the Hour. Much better and kind of just easier to work with, I guess. They make brackets and all that stuff, so hit a Power by the Hour. They're going to be the one that has basically everything you need for Coyote Swap or LMR or DNA High Performance, one of those. So that's a lot of the 4.6 stuff you can retain. I do have the AC there. You see the AC lines. The condenser is down there. So yeah, all the AC, so you can drive this car like a normal car. Would I do that? Probably not anymore, but the car sits a little more than it gets driven, but that's what it is. So the clearance of the Terminator hood works out perfect. So that little notch right there actually is factory. So shuts, no problem. Got the little Terminator vents that everybody goes with. Every Terminator owner has these, either in the metal or the carbon fiber. So a lot of the stuff, like I said, you can retain it on the factory 4.6 and then swap it over, or keep it so you can swap it over to make it work with the Coyote. So that's the best thing about this is, yeah, the Coyote is a little more expensive than like an LS swap or something like that. But if you want something that's, you know, plug and play, you drop it in, you hit up, I'd say Lund Racing, because that's who I went with. Get the car tuned on 93, you have some fun with it, NA, and then you can boost it and do anything really that you want with this. You know, a lot of people are drifting these nowadays. Not really my thing, but people do that. People, you know, take them to the track for drag racing, and you know, or just do like me and don't drive that much, and then you kind of just have a car that you drive on the weekend or something, or when you want to make a video about it. So like I said, the hood works. You can put any hood on here. Motor mounts, you can use the 4.6 motor mount. So there you go. I went with the Energy urethanes, or whatever they are, Energy suspension ones. So they're not solid motor mounts. They have polyurethane, so they don't vibrate the entire car, but they're gonna hold up better than the factory rubber ones. I had those the first time I did this for Napa, wore out pretty fast. So exhaust, BBK headers, they're I don't even know, over 10 years old. So I bought those used, BBK X pipe, and then this has a 4.6 catback, the MBRP. I've had Flowmaster and I've had Borla. They all sound really good with it. So just currently have the MBRP. Sounds pretty good in my opinion. So very simple. It's just one of those things where it's a simple swap. You get this thing done, have fun with it, take it anywhere, kind of run some numbers, run some people in Mexico, and just kind of go from there. So, and all the gauges work too. So I'll even pop in here and show you that. So all the gauges work. There you go. RPMs work. I know that was one of the biggest hang-ups when people first started doing these. Oh, the RPM's not working. I went through that. AC works. All the stuff works. Pretty much factory kind of looking in here. So besides maybe the seats. So they're in the steering wheels aftermarket. Yeah, there you go. Sound system works and everything. There you go, guys. Perfect. Hopefully that answers all the questions that I've been getting. So I'll catch you guys when I make another video. So y'all have a good one.